So 2021, I decided to drive cross country, and friends who had done it before had given me all kinds of advice. I gotta admit, I was a little surprised by the amount of advice I got about peeing. I had one friend who was like, all you need is a wide mouth mason jar. I'm sorry, what? Like, wide mouth mason jar, you can get it now. And I was trying to understand what she was saying now. I know how to drive with one hand, right? So I drive my left hand sometimes, but I'm gonna need my right foot for the gas and brake, like I have an automatic, so cool. But then I'm thinking, did she mean, was I supposed to lift my leg and place the mason jar while, what about the knee and the steering wheel? It feels dangerous. And then I was like, oh no, she probably meant pull over. Again, I'm trying to understand. Pull over, get in the passenger seat, right? And in the passenger seat, then you got the wide mouth mason jar. And I'm like, still, I think you assume too much about my aim. That's not a skill set I've developed at any point in my, I know things, I have degrees. That's not something I was taught. And in fact, I feel like the splatter, there's going to be some residual stuff that's going to cause an aroma that goes beyond the moment. I had another friend who was like, oh, what you need is a pea style. For those of you who don't know, it's often a plastic or silicone tool that you basically put, I'm gonna call it a tool because that's what it felt like, And so you put it just underneath your vagina and let right by the hole, right? And so then you pee and it allows you to pee standing up. Now, who doesn't want to pee standing up? Right? Like those of us who might be standing up pee challenged are like, always wanted to do that, right? And I happen to know that when I pee, it's what's happening in the moment within a 10-mile radius. That's what's happening. There's a lot of water coming out of me. And I looked at this tool and I said, is it prepared for the truth of who I am? I didn't know who it was made for. But the distance, it just didn't seem deep enough, Then I had a friend who told me, don't worry about it, just get your glasses, get a mask, go straight into the gas station, and just don't talk to anybody, and just go to the bathroom, get some tissue. If there's pee on the seat, just wipe the pee off the seat and do what you gotta do. I'm sorry, what? Wipe the who off the where? Now what if you don't get the right amount of tissue? Now you've got someone else's pee on your face. You do! It was nasty before COVID, and now? Absolutely not. So I did not use that method. What I did, and I recommend, you hear about it all the time, I listen to Black women. My mother taught me how to pee in public a long time ago. I listened to my mama, and what she said is, what you gonna do is spread your legs and get your squat on. Get your squat on, right? Now, here's the thing. When you have proper squatting, you also want to keep your hips loose because you don't know how low this is, right? So maybe there's an angle. You got to pee up a little bit. You got to pee back. How do you pee so you're not sweating everywhere? But you get this squat going and you're good, right? Works the core. Like some of y'all out here paying too much for gym memberships and you just need to learn how to pee in public. Trying to save you some money. About to be a recession, right? Now, real talk. Closer to 50, sometimes the quads aren't what they used to be. Anybody? You remember those old quads, those 20-something quads? You're like, and then you're like, oh, right? So it's different. Should you find yourself in this situation, this is where toilet tissue comes into play. You get that toilet tissue, right? You're in your squat, you may have to widen your stance, and you use that toilet paper to put your hand up against the wall. And you do